let's explore how can we submit our work to SkillPies and ask somebody else questions, or show teach your work, or submit your assignment, and so on. So SkillPies provides you quite a few nice possibilities, and one of them is these discussion boards. So in the discussion board, for example, let's assume that I want to submit the work from the first tutorial, right? So in here we asked to create a monkey blowing bubbles, and that's something you want to do like that, right? So this is me, my monkey blowing bubbles, and now I will show it to everybody else. So going back to discussion boards, I can already see here is the monkey post. So let's just see what we will be doing. So what I've done is I have this monkey post with some description. There is even an interactive Sketchfab render. So this actually allows you to manipulate and export this model directly in the browser. And I've also added a couple of attachments, which are my renders, which look pretty good. Pretty happy about them. Also access to the source files and whatever else you decide. Okay. So this is kind of what we're going to do. So let's click on a new discussion here. And let's see what we can do. So first of all, we need to choose a category. The categories are pretty self-explanatory, and we will explore them as we go. So for example, if you have something you want to show to everybody that is out of scope of this class, but you want to brag about it, show and tell. If it's something related to course, to which course up, we are working on a tutorial. So let's just choose a tutorials category. The very next thing is always choose a correct label. So for in this case, it's that we are submitting to the tutorial number 1, right? So there's going to be more labels if you find 5, but for now it's just tutorial 1. Next is the title. So that will be my cool monkey. And the description. So in the description, of course, you would ask your questions, you would discuss something. In this case, I'm just bragging that look at this cool monkey. Do you like it? Fantastic. Alright, so that's nice, but there is no cool monkey, right? So what I'll do is I'll first add an attachment. And in this case, if you look here, I have these 2 renders here ready, which in the folder that I prepared. And so this is my first render. And you can check it out and preview it. I'm not going to add a second render, but I'm going to add the source file, which is the blend file, and I'm happy with that. Okay, so I can click on create. Beautiful. Now everybody else can start, for example, uploading your post. They can say, good job, add some emojis and so on, or give you a comment, right? This is excellent work. The light looks a bit strange. Comment. Alright, so let's discuss it. So I say, okay, you may be right and so on. Okay? So typical discussion procedures. But what I showed you before is the possibility to do the Sketchfab, right? So in this case, what we are going to do is we will first have to upload our file to Sketchfab, and then we will reuse it. Okay. So in Blender, there is actually a plugin for Sketchfab that allows you to export things directly to Sketchfab from Blender, but I've never actually made it work. It's always comes out scrambled and it just doesn't work, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to use like an industry standard for exports. So we're going to use export format called APX, which is the exact same format that you would use if you would be exporting to Unity 3D, Unreal Engine, if you would do anything with video games, or in between different, for example, Blender and Maya. So it's a really good format for interchange. Okay, so let's do APX. And one thing that I want you to do, normally you have this path mode here set to auto. I want you to set it to copy and then click on this icon. What this does, it basically copies all the textures and all the assets that you have next to your model into this one file and assures that everything that you have worked on is included into one file, and it's going to work perfectly fine. Alright? And so I'll name my file monkey.apx, I click on apx, and my apx is ready to go. So the next thing is to export the thing to Sketchfab. So in this case, I'll click on upload, I'll click on browse, select my monkey MBX, and I click on upload files. So what this does is now starts to upload, starts to process, and so on. Meanwhile, I can just add some description. This is the monkey. And you just have to wait until this thing is basically finished, but it's usually pretty fast. You can already preview it here, so you can go here and see how it will look in the browser. The lighting is not great, but I'm not too fussy about it right now. And the most important thing is to click on save and publish, not just save, because if it's saved, the model will not become public and you will not be able to reference it from the browser. So clicking on view my model takes you to the page which you want to show to your users. And all you need to do now is copy this URL and make sure that the URL is the one that ends with these strange numbers at the very end. So there's nothing like a slash properties afterwards. So I'm just going to delete this. So I'll just copy this URL and I go back to my post and I click on modify discussion, enter, and up here is a possibility to enter media, right? So you can actually add YouTube videos, Twitter videos, whatever it counts. And if you paste it, again, it cannot have the backslash something at the end. It needs to end with a strange sequence of numbers. If you click on yes, beautiful, look at that. It already renders also in your interactive editor, right? And if you click on save, it saves it and then close it. Okay. And that's your post. Okay. And now everybody else can start participating in this discussion. A couple other things. If you will probably be receiving a lot of emails from us in a way that every single new discussion is basically notified to all the course participants. So if you do not wish to further follow the discussion, all you need to click on is subscribe away, and it tells you that you are no longer subscribed. Please subscribe to the notification thread. And also, if you really think that this discussion is very important, you can actually pin it, and then it will be pinned at the top of the list of your discussions. Okay, so going back, you can see that this my cool monkey is now pinned at the top. It's actually also visually a little bit different, so that you will never lose track of it. All right, so looking forward to see all your wonderful posts, and see you at the next video.